Vishnave Namaha. Param Brahm is complete, and his presence in us as Atma Tattva is complete. As Atma Tattva is part of the Param Brahm Paramatma, and in the end dissolves back in Param Brahm, are the divine incarnations of Lord Vishnu completely divine, that is Paramatmamsh, or do they have human limitations, that is Jivatmamsh? Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, Lord Narsimha, and Lord Varaha are Purna Avtaras, completely divine embodiments of the Supreme Lord. They are fully divine and are conscious of their divineness. The rest of the incarnations, Matsya, Kurma, Vaman, Parshuram, Buddha, and Kalki, which is yet to come, are part Paramatmamsh essence and part Jivatmamsh essence, and therefore have mixed essence. They are vehicles for divine function, but have some limitations and are partially divine and partially earthen as part of their roles. The Supreme Lord incarnated in the form of planets to give the beings the results of their karmas. He incarnated in the form of planets to destroy the strength of demons and uplift the divine powers of God to establish dharma. They are conscious manifestations of God functioning as instruments of karma. Surya, the sun, is manifestation of Lord Rama. Just as Lord Rama upheld dharma and ruled justly, the sun stands for his qualities of dharma, righteousness, truth, kingly authority, and is giver of life and order. The sun governs the soul, Atma, ego, vitality, and is the Kal Chakra, wheel of time. Chandra, the moon, is manifestation of Lord Krishna, the leader of Yadu clan, and symbolizing charm, emotional depth, mind, mana, beauty, and mother. The moon controls the mind and emotions. Lord Krishna, with his playful yet wise nature, governs our inner world and guides us through his love and devotion. Mangal, the Mars, is manifestation of Lord Narsimha, the god of war and aggression, the fierce half-man, half-lion incarnation. He is the destroyer of tyranny and injustice. Mars signifies courage, anger, initiative, and protection. Like Narsimha, he is powerful and aggressive when needed and is righteous in anger. Mercury, Buddha, manifestation of Lord Buddha, the peaceful one, not necessarily Gautam Buddha. He governs communication and reason. As Buddha, he teaches balance, awareness, and middle path. Buddha is considered the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, who came to dissuade animal sacrifice and restore compassion. Brihaspati, the Jupiter, is manifestation of Lord Vamana, the spiritual teacher of gods, the dwarf Brahmin who subdued the demon king Bali. Jupiter represents wisdom, expansion, and dharma. As Vamana, he shows humility, cleverness, and the power of spiritual authority over material might. Shukra, the Venus, is manifestation of Lord Parshurama, the axe-wielding incarnation who destroyed corrupt Kshatriyas Venus governs luxury, pleasure, and relationship. While Venus often represents worldly enjoyment, it also stands for detachment and purification, especially when pleasures become destructive. Shani, the Saturn, is manifestation of Kurma, tortoise, the form which Lord Vishnu took to support the churning of the ocean, Samudra Manthan. Saturn teaches patience, discipline, karma, and bearing burdens, just as the tortoise bore the weight of Mount Mandara. Rahu, the dragon head, North lunar node, is manifestation of Lord Varaha, the boar incarnation who rescued earth from the depths. Rahu represents material desires, illusions, transformation, and hidden power. Like Varaha diving deep to uplift the earth, Rahu plunges into darkness but can rise to divine purpose when purified. Ketu, the dragon-tailed south lunar node, is manifestation of Matsya, the fish incarnation who saved knowledge, Vedas, during the flood. Ketu stands for moksha, liberation, detachment, spiritual insight. As Matsya, fish, swims through the cosmic deluge, Ketu navigates us through inner chaos to higher truth. All beings are made up of two essences, Jivatmamsha, the individual soul with ego, desire, and karma. Paramatmamsha, the supreme divine part, pure consciousness. Mortal beings have more Jivatmamsha, while divine incarnations have more Paramatmamsha. The Navagrahas are not just planets, but intelligent forces through which Paramatmamsha expresses and guides destiny. Incarnations like Rama, Krishna, Narsimha emerge from these planets, perform their divine missions, and then re-emerge back into their planetary sources, fulfilling the law of cosmic rhythm and harmony, that is, birth, karma, and return to source. Even Jivatma portion from planets take human births and live their lives according to their karmas and again merge back into the planets. The Jivatma portion from planets also contain planetary energies. That is why a person with strong Jupiter acts like a spiritual guide, and one with strong Mars acts like a warrior. At the time of great dissolution, Mahapralaya, the planets and their incarnations or avtaras dissolve back into Lord Vishnu, the eternal substratum. This illustrates the non-duality, Advaita, that is, all forms are temporary manifestations of one consciousness. So, astrology is not superstition, it is a divine language of time, karma, and cosmic will. Without astrology, one cannot know the deeper workings of destiny, incarnations, or time cycles. It's a Brahmvidya that should not be mocked or dismissed ignorantly. Hari Om Tat Sat. God bless you. Always stay blessed.